What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, and welcome. We are attempting to do the 31 days of October challenge, or 31 days of horror, 31 days of Halloween. I don't know. Everybody calls it something different. We're just going to go with 31 days of horror. Most of these are going to be brand new movies that I've never seen before. That way it's sort of first time experience for me and for you guys, especially if you've never seen a lot of these. So the first week we're going to start off with doing 70s and some 80s sprinkled in there if I can't find enough 70s horror movies to watch. Then the second week is going to be 80s, third week is 90s, and the fourth week is pretty much 2000s and beyond. Without further ado, we're going to get to the first movie on the first day of 31 days of horror. Whew. So the first movie we had to watch is Deathship. Deathship. I would keep wanting to call it Ghost Ship for some reason. With all these reviews, I'm going to try to keep them very short and contained for you guys, kind of bite-sized, maybe under 5 minutes is probably the sweet spot, hopefully under 5 minutes. So in this classic 1979 horror movie, it stars George Kennedy, who's pretty much the most well-known person in the cast. It tells the story of these survivors who survive a horrible crash with this vacant ghost ship that kind of crashes into them. Pretty much everyone on the ship is dead. These are the only survivors. They come aboard this big giant ship and they board it. And from there, there's crazy antics and ghosts spooking around, but not really ghosts like you would think. They're ghosts in the sense that they are not ever seen. Doors closed, stuff happens, ropes move, but we don't ever get to see any of the ghosts really. They're not in physical form like you would expect from most ghost movies, like The Fog, where we get to see the real cool ghouls or ghosts with the glowing eyes and stuff. There's none of that. So if you're thinking it's going to be some of that, none of that. Let's get to what is good about Deathship. I have to say the performance by George Kennedy is pretty good. He's well known for Naked Gun. If you know him, he's been around in a couple other different movies as well, but I know him from Naked Gun. He becomes that character that you kind of just see the transition in him. Although he kind of was sleeping a third of this movie and then he kind of woke up to become evil. But nonetheless, he did put on a good performance. And I also have to say the fact that they filmed on a giant ship kind of added that element that we don't see in most horror movies. I don't know why there's not a lot of ship kind of horror ghost type movies, but it makes kind of sense. Especially with watching this, even though this is in the 70s, the ship looks really cool. It looks very dark and ominous, and the soundtrack goes very well with all the scenes. But that's about it. That's what's good. Let's get to what is bad. What is bad in this movie is the fact that there's not really much to it. It's like crash happens, they go aboard the ship, ghost stuff happens, which is just kind of just regular. They roam around the ship, and then some deaths happen, and then they get off the ship. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing of a payoff at the end. There's nothing that you're waiting to see the ghost, and that's a payoff. There's nothing of a reward in the end. It's not really of a bad movie. It's just boring, just kind of lackluster, and that's pretty much it. So if I had to give Deathship a rating-wise, on a 10 scale, I'm going to give it probably like a 3 out of 10. I mean, they did film on a ship and it was ominous, it was scary, it was creepy, so I give them a plus for that. And George Kennedy did put on a decent performance, so I give him a plus for that as well. But the story is just rather boring, it's lackluster, so If you really want to see it, put on in the background type of movie, check out Tube TV or TUBI TV is where I'm going to be watching pretty much all of these films that I'm going to be reviewing for the 31 Days of Horror. So this is not sponsored by them, although I would love for it to be sponsored by them, but it is not. So all these movies you can find on there. It is a free Netflix type movie service. It's absolutely free. They do contain ads, but it's very minimal. That is my thoughts on the 1979 movie Deathship. If you saw it, what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comment section. Leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So tune back in. Thank you guys for watching. Adios. Peace out. Deathship. Do. Deathship ran by Nazi killers. Deathship.